The Shogun has declared you a traitor. He ordered you to kill me. The Ghost was an outlaw. He taught our people to defy their leaders. To defend themselves. With poison. A gift you gave to our enemy. I had to stop you from throwing away our people's lives. You have no honor. And you are a slave to it.
These words mark the tragic end of Jin Sakai's journey. In the game, the Shogun sentences Jin to death. His crime? He fought dirty. He used poison, he struck from the shadows, and he chose the path of the ghost to save Tsushima from the Mongol invasion. His own uncle, Lord Shimura, challenges him to a duel to the death because Jin chose survival over a rigid, pure samurai code. But if Jin Sakai were a real person in 13th century Japan, would he really be executed? Or would he be the most celebrated hero in history?
Hello and welcome back to my channel. I just finished Ghost of Tsushima, and while the story was a masterpiece, one question kept me up at night. Would the samurai who single-handedly defeated an invading army be hunted down like a criminal because he used dishonorable tactics? Today, we are looking at 3 real-life stories where samurai fought dirty, even worse than Jin, and we'll see what happened to them.
In the 12th century, Yoshitune was Japan's greatest tactician, but his methods completely rewrote the rules of war. At Ichinotani, he refused open combat. Instead, he led his cavalry down an impossible mountain slope and launched a devastating surprise night attack, setting the enemy camp on fire while they slept. Later, at the naval battle of Dano-ura, he did something even more scandalous. He ordered his archers to massacre the enemy ship's pilots and oarsmen, unarmed civilians who, by the warrior code of the time, were supposed to be left alone. Without steering, the enemy fleet was paralyzed and destroyed. Now, we have to keep it real. Modern historians remind us that details like horses galloping down near vertical cliffs are mostly romanticized legends, written centuries later to glorify his image. But the historical fact remains. Yoshitune relied heavily on night rides, ambushes, and brutal unconventional tactics to win. Lord Shimura would have called Yoshitune a monster without honor, yet the future shogun appointed him supreme commander and rewarded him with vast lands and immense honors. For Japan's rulers, saving the life of their own men and securing ultimate victory mattered far more than battlefield etiquette. Amago Tsunehisa was the ghost of his era. To reclaim his family ancestral castle, Gasantoda, he didn't march his army to the front gates. Instead, he sent a group of elite samurai disguised as New Year's dancers and performers. While the enemy soldiers were drinking, celebrating, and completely unarmed, the performers pulled out hidden swords and began a mass assassination from within the walls. They opened the gates and the castle was taken in a bloodbath. Lord Shimura would have said Tsunehisa lost his soul that night, but history rewarded his cunning. He wasn't hunted down. He became one of the most powerful daimyos in Japan, eventually ruling over 11 provinces. His success wasn't seen as a disgrace, but as a stroke of his tactical brilliance that protected his people. In 1572, at the Battle of Kizakihara, the Shimatsu clan was outnumbered 10 to 1. To survive, they used a tactic called Tsuri no Bashi. They turned their backs on the enemy and fled in a disgraceful retreat, throwing their banners in the mud to fake a panic. They lured the overconfident enemy into a narrow valley where they had hidden muskets. They mowed down the enemy from a distance with firearms. The shogun in the game condemned Jin because he didn't die honorable on the beach. In reality, the great shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu was so impressed by the Shimatsu's clan's pragmatism that he rewarded them with autonomous rule over their lands. They weren't forced to commit seppuku for fleeing. They were kept as the shogun's elite guard because they knew how to win at all costs. As you can see, the contrast is massive. In Ghost of Tsushima, Jin Sakai is forced to lose everything because he saved Japan the wrong way. But in real history, our heroes were given land, titles, and the shogun's eternal admiration for the exact same actions. In the real world, Jin Sakai wouldn't have been a fugitive. He would have been the most decorated man in the history of the island. We often imagine samurai as romantic, clean fighting knights, but in times of war, they were practical little warriors. Their only true honor was victory.
So here is my question for you. Does this romanticism about samurai honor help us connect with Japanese culture, or does it hide the reality of these magnificent warriors? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.